Robbo, do you think that was going to end up 48-46 after the first 15 minutes or what?
Yeah, that's not a coach's dream, the start of a game like that, stop-start and points going for and against. And, it was... but you got to adapt to the situation. I thought the guys did well, to a stop-start game and eventually sort of sit it at 18 for quite a long period of time there against. And then we sort of got back in control in that second half of our defensive line and our tackle, and
Sam had a bit of a mixed bag. He's in everything. What did you make of his first game back?
Yep. That was sent for 10, nice field goal, try assist, missed tackle. It was a mixed bag, but after a year out and an ACL and all of that, it's good to have him back.
Teddy, how good was it to see him back on the field or play with him?
Yeah, he's great for our team. It's not easy coming back from an ACL. Then the week he's meant to come back, he breaks his thumb, so he's had a tough road back. But he's worked really hard in his recovery for the last 10, 11 months, and it's just good to see him back out in the field playing some footy, and he creates so many opportunities for us, and just got to keep building on our combinations with Hugo there and have a good back end of the year.
Robbo, what did you get right during the sin bin period to win that 10-minute slot 6-0?
Well, it actually got often the effort areas go up because guys just get simpler. And then they just play much simpler footy, their effort areas go up, and then you end up doing someone else's job, and that's what was probably lacking from both teams in that first half. And so, and even though it was 12 men, we wanted to keep the ball going. We thought if we kept the ball live, and it did, I think it was the longest live ball period was during the sin bin, and then we ended up getting a try from it. So, it was just... a nice sort of clarity on what was the most important things during a sin bin. It's work for the mate next to you and keep turning up.
You mentioned the sin bin, Robbo. What did you make of that tackle there from Sam?
Look, obviously you can't do that, but I feel like that's pretty heavy price for possibly the lowest contact that you could possibly put on a tackle. There's no force in that tackle at all. It was like the old schoolyard kneel down behind them and push them over type thing. It's not something that we don't want to see, but there's no force in that. We've had guys be out for 6 weeks with MCLs with no penalties, and then all of a sudden we get to a sin bin for that. I was surprised at that.
You mentioned serious injuries can be caused by that tackle, so you see a big difference between that and the one that CY copped a couple of weeks ago, Carl Walton.
Yeah, where it didn't get penalised. Yeah, to have the difference between the two seems extreme, to be honest. And you don't want it, Sam. You can't do that. Like, you can't get in those positions. There's a risk of injury, and it should be penalised, and you don't want that in the game. But 10 minutes is a big price for no force and no injury.
Sounds like you don't think Sam's going to miss any games going forward?
If I can make that decision, I'd be a very happy coach, but that's not in my control.
Do you think he's anything to worry about?
I think I gave an opinion on that.
But it seems like every game we go, Mark Malonga to last year, what can't he do? Now, I know he needed his fullback to catch the ball today to get the try assist, but those sort of offloads come on the long list of other highlights. Is he like that at training? Can we see that sort of stuff, stuff at training?
Yeah, he's blowing up at me for dropping that. I blame Bobby. This isn't a great pass, but he said to catch everything, so that's on me. I think from the first time he came, it's a training. He was doing stuff like that, stuff in the air, flick passes, quick hand, just coming up with stuff that became pretty regular for him. So, we just got to give him some more ball, and he can create opportunities like that and do things that not many other players can do. So, he's a very special player, and love him having him out there because he can create opportunities out of nothing, really.
And conversely, Robbo, from the coaching perspective, in his first full season, where are you looking for him to improve, to add the polish to his game?
Yeah, it's a bit. I think he's loving playing. I think you can see he's enjoying that. Our job is to basically get defensive principles right, get his tackling right, get his backfield carries right, and then he can do the rest. Do whatever you want on the back of that. It's pretty simple. So we hold him to those principles, and then we allow freedom on his other stuff.
Teddy, you know what it's like to miss time with head knocks, but to put Victor Radley in for that try on his return from having to be a bit patient, spending some weeks out of the game, how special is that?
Yeah, he's a key part of our team, Rad. So, when he's back in our team, fills a lot of us with confidence. The way he plays the game is so important for us. So, that's plays like that at the end. We're not calling out. We're just moving for each other, and that's what creates opportunities and tries at the back of it. So, it was awesome to have him back in the team, and he's just a footy player. So, he's key for us. Had a bit of time off. He's come back fresh, and we're looking forward to the back end of the year with him.
Is the headgear here to stay? We're going to have to get used to that?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's there's often an ego part that goes with it. He's copped a little bit off his mates at training, the players at training, but I think it goes to show the work that he's done in the break, the thought that he's had to it, and he'll do every little thing he needs to do to make sure that he stays on that field.
Backing up from Queensland is pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
And then tonight going up against the Maroons teammate and a bit of Valor, a few flashes. What about his game?
Yeah, that was... Mal asked me in the telecast before the game just about he was going to be interested in how he backed up. I felt the same. I was really interested. Teddy spoke to him yesterday in our meeting just about backing up from Origin as a young guy. And that was really impressive. This kid's done some... It's been a good week for him. He's done some great stuff. And there's a long way to go, but that was a nice snapshot of his mindset, the way that he played today.